Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of you. Good morning, happy fall. Good morning to all of you. How are you? Come on in the room this morning, people. Come on in the room. Let's get this party started. Come on in the room, everybody. It is a great day. It is a great day. Some places you may find that it is raining or the wind is blowing or whatever that looks like. But come on in the room. Come on in the room. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We had a great time last night. We had a great time last night. Just wanted to share that with you. We had a great time last night with Dr. Kim Carter. So come on in the room. As you come on in the room this morning, I just want to say hello, fall. So, hello, fall to everyone. Hello, fall to everyone. Today is the first day of the fall season. My best weather. This is my best weather. This is number one. If I had it in priority order, this is number one. Spring is number two. Winter is number three. Y'all can have summer. I'm just not into summer like that. I'm just not into it. So I'm just so excited to see all of you this morning. So welcome to News in Motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley. If you are tuning in live, thank you for tuning in live. We are at 7:25 a.m. Eastern time. If you are tuning in from anywhere around the world, and I know you're out there because we've been seeing you, whether it's good morning or good afternoon or good evening to you, I want to make sure I identify you. And if you're watching the replay, hello, replayers. How you doing today? I'm so excited about today. Last night was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Dr. Kim Carter really gave our News in Motion Patreons an hour and 10 minutes worth of some amazing content. I'm so excited about that. I think we had about half of our Patreons on last night. If you're looking for the replay link, we'll make sure we'll get that out to you today. If you are a Patreon member, and y'all, Patreon is now it's $15 a month. $15 a month. Y'all, that's 3 cups of coffee. It really is. And you're getting way more than that. So if you are in the chat and you are a Patreon member, please post your testimonial about what you have been receiving from Patreon by giving your membership per month. And if anybody is interested, just come on over. We will be glad to have you. All right, let me get to today's headlines. Number one, the first thing we have up, Trump is suing his niece, Mary L. Trump. Yeah, can y'all imagine being in a family like that? Where you just say, I'm going to sue you and, hope you get something out of it and you're already wealthy. Well, we think he's wealthy. Anyway, come on. So that's what he's doing. He's not only suing his niece, and this is all about the fact that she shared his tax records. But it's not only his niece, he's also suing New York Times as well as several reporters. Yeah, and we wonder why reporters don't want to report sometimes. Is because they're afraid of, will I get sued by this? There's times that I think about, okay, let's check this out to make sure it's correct before we put it out there, because you never want things coming your way. But here's the truth. We still need to report the facts, the news. So as long as it's factual, you should be okay. That's why we have an attorney. Yes, I have an attorney, Attorney Evelyn Robinson McGriff. That is my attorney. Number two, children are continuing to get sick with COVID. They account for nearly 26%. 26% of new cases reported last week, and that comes from the American Academy of Pediatrics. I see y'all come in here. Cherie says sued or fired. There's that. John Gore says, Dr. Kim Carter, thanks again for all you do and did to educate us on financial security. You are the best. She really was. It was like, wow. And then Kim Edmondson says, the truth is the truth, and the truth will set you free. Hello, somebody. All right, y'all, now the standoff begins. They weren't sure there was going to be a vote on the floor in the House yesterday evening, but it happened. And remember, I always tell you, I've never been wrong about Nancy. Y'all going to listen to me one day. Nancy Pelosi never puts a vote on the floor if she doesn't think she has enough votes to win. So it was like back and forth for a little bit. So then you have, okay, let's do a little bit of educational review for a moment. Then you had the whip, because there was news out there that she wasn't going to get all the votes. That's how it was going. So they didn't think they were going to vote last night. So she said, all right, whip, you got to get whipping. And the whip is Claiborne. Woo, excuse me. That he's the whip. So he was whipping up the votes. That's what a whip will do. The whip goes out and whips up the votes. Okay, that's what they do. So she put him on notice. He went out. He started whipping up the votes. Now, here's what's important, y'all. This is, and I don't know if, let me know if I am communicating effectively to the point that you're getting that, because I'm not sure sometimes we as voters understand what's really going on. The whip's just not going out there saying, hey, I need you to vote for this. No, he or she, their position is that they have leverage to negotiate. Yeah, it's all about negotiation. He's come on in my office, or he's going into somebody's office, and he's saying, okay, what do you need? What do you need? What about this? What about this infrastructure? What about this bill? Or what about the ceiling, which is the financial ceiling? What's not sitting well with you? How can I make it sit well with you? What do you need me to do? Do you need something from me? Well, we have this company over here that's willing to give you this. You need some pork over here? Let me give you some pork. Y'all, that's what is happening. So am I making that clear? So when we're doing our research on candidates, we should be taking the position to understand how quick do they vote, and what is it that they need for their vote to remain their narrative that they give when they are candidating. Y'all, this is how it happens. Kim Edmondson says, oh, I feel a pop quiz coming up. No, not today. I'm going back to Dr. Kim Carter for a moment. Adrian said, yes, last evening's session was highly informative and a good reminder to practice good habits. Amen to that. So y'all, I want to know, please put in the chat if what I just shared about the whip, and I gave you Gail's vernacular, Gail's accent, Gail's description, Gail's education of what a whip is. Tell me, did that make sense? So again, there was an issue on the House floor. When I say an issue, they realized the buzz was Nancy wasn't going to get the votes, meaning Speaker Pelosi. She wasn't going to get the votes. So they weren't going to put the vote on the floor. Speaker Pelosi, she's been doing it. She knows she's the queen of counting votes. She knows if she has the votes or not. She will never put a vote to the floor if she doesn't think it's going to pass. Actually, she guarantees it's going to pass. So at the ninth hour, they decided, okay, because the whip went back and told Speaker, you got it, go and put it on the floor. Again, this is the way I do it. You got it. Go on, sis. You can put that on the floor. And she did. And it passed. But he had to negotiate with those who were kind of teeter-tottering. They were on the fence. He had to negotiate, which means he has negotiation power. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched The House of Cards. If not, that's a great series on Netflix to understand what a whip does. Trust me, go from the beginning of the series to the end. That'll give you a greater understanding of the whip. John Gore says, negotiation and compromise. That's real. You scratch my back and I'll do the same for you. Go together. Whipping. Yep, that's what it is. Yes, y'all. That's what it is. So don't think they're just like, okay, I'll vote, or no, I won't vote. They're like, what you giving me? They're like, what are you giving me? That's what's happening. And y'all, that's the cycle that we as voters need to break. We need to break that cycle. And we can break that cycle by getting out of the framework, the mindset that I'm only going to vote this way. Y'all, do the research on each person. I know that doesn't sit well with a lot of people, but that's what's happening. So the standoff begun last night after this passed the House. Senate Republicans are like, nah, you might have passed it over there, but you can't do it over here. And I hate to tell y'all this, Chuck Schumer, the majority leader, although it's 50-50, he's still majority leader because Vice President Kamala Harris can come in and break a tie. Chuck Schumer doesn't have what Nancy Pelosi has, so it's going to get stuck right there in the Senate. So, which means we may still go into a government shutdown. Y'all, hope y'all following me. I know this stuff. Y'all can tell I get excited about it, right? All right, y'all. So the Senate Republicans dig in for debt limit standoff. House Democrats passed a bill Tuesday evening that would suspend the federal government's borrowing limit, which would avoid potential catastrophe debt default. Say that real fast. But Senate Republicans have insisted they will not vote for the suspension, setting up a standoff over the issue, which would be the Republicans and the Democrats. Now, here's the thing. Even if the Democrats had enough votes, you would assume because there's 50, you have Joe Manchin who can't decide which way he wants to go. So you cannot be secure with the Joe Manchin. Here's the other thing. See, we messed up this year. This is only, 9 months in? We're at 9 months in the parliamentarian. Y'all remember the parliamentarian? I told you about the parliamentarian. The parliamentarian saying, no, y'all don't have enough. Y'all used up all of y'all's leverage early on in the year. I don't know why Chuck Schumer did that. I don't know why. So the parliamentarian said, no. So we can do a cloture rule. Y'all remember that? We could do the Byrd rule. Y'all remember that? We can do a filibuster. Y'all remember that? All those different things can now come into play, which goes back to, come on, Dems, play chess, not checkers. And I didn't coin that. Somebody else did. Don't play chess, play checkers. Don't play checkers, play chess. Correction. Boom. So, but they're not doing that. They're not doing that, which means 2022 is in trouble, y'all. Big trouble. Yeah, big trouble, which means it'll be gridlocked for 2 years, which means the Biden administration will be frozen. Nothing will happen unless he does executive orders. So that's where we are. That's where we are. All right, y'all, homicide. This is horrible. You kind of saw this one coming. Gabby Petito's death determined to be a homicide. The death of Gabby, age 22 years old, lifestyle blogger found dead after she was missing for several weeks, was declared a homicide on yesterday. Final autopsy reports will determine the cause. She disappeared after traveling across the country in a van with her fiance, 23-year-old Brian Laundrie, who went missing after he returned to Florida on September the 1st and is now being sought by authorities. They knew. Yeah, this shouldn't surprise you at all. They knew. Memo shows Trump campaign knew he was lying. Yeah, come on, Skippy. You need a memo to tell you that? Although his camp was claimed the 2020 presidential election was riddled with fraud, a newly uncovered memo shows that his campaign knew soon after election day that many of the claims were baseless. It appears that the Trump campaign allowed lawyers, including Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, to continue spreading fake news and filing lawsuits despite no evidence to support conspiracy theories about voting machines. That's coming straight out of Huffington Post. And let me say this about that. They're going to lose their law license. That's what's going to happen because they knew. In addition to that, they're looking at this as a possibility to make sure he can never run again. Please let it be. But anyway, that's that. Y'all, no words. This is where I want to get to before we talk about some fall action. No words. Um, Late yesterday, the horseback border agent who menaced migrants resigned. Yeah. The Border Patrol agents on horseback photographed lashing and bullying Haitian migrants in Texas have been placed on administrative duties while authorities investigate. Investigate what? Everybody's seen it. What are you investigating? Y'all, all I could, and I came on, I did a breaking news yesterday because I was just through. All I could see yesterday, even the day before, I started seeing this on my, I was like, okay, what am I watching? Is this a movie? Is this what is happening right now? But yesterday, and then I had the opportunity to go in virtual into the press room yesterday. I was just like, what is happening here? I felt like these were slave masters going after runaway slaves, whipping them back into the master's house. That's all I can. I could not believe my eyes. I was furious. I was absolutely furious. Yes, Javon, horrible to watch. Yes. It was just like, what is happening right now? To have 6,000 plus Haitians underneath a bridge, no water, no food, no place to lay their heads. And then Border Patrol on horses with lashes, lashing out, whipping these Black and brown people, these Haitians, these migrants. Y'all, that's not okay. The Biden administration is facing growing outrage, even from Democrats, over the treatment of the migrants. So even their own party is saying enough. What's going on? What's going on? I gave a whole rant yesterday, and it was a rant. I was furious. I almost cussed. I caught myself in time before I dropped that word. It bothered me. It bothers me. Y'all, this is a part of voting as well. We cannot separate this. So we go back to, okay, Biden administration, what are you doing again? Because your talking points were these things. Now, it's a sad day. And hear me when I say this. It is a sad day when it's like, okay, so we ended up with the less of what? Like, what's happening right now? And yes, I'm saying it. I'm not going to be 100% on anybody because I don't like anybody. I don't like 100% of the policies from any candidate. And it's okay, y'all. Listen, it is okay to disagree with somebody you voted for. It is okay. Hello, somebody. It is okay. And that's another part of the cycle that needs to be broken. That cycle needs to be broken. Y'all know, and I know some of y'all push back with me when I talk about him, but I want to sit down with John Kasich. I wonder if he'll come on News in Motion. I want to sit down with him. He was the governor of Ohio, 2-term governor. I voted for him. I did. And some people, even my own family, was like, how can you vote for him? And this is what he thinks about teachers. And I was like, if that's the only thing he has a problem, we can fight him on that. So y'all stop voting thinking, well, he don't like this or she doesn't like this. You can protest and fight and write legislation on things like that. You can get that overturned. Look at the overall candidate. And right now, I am questioning this administration. I'm just being, y'all can throw tomatoes at me if you want to. I'm being completely honest. What's happening? Is there too much happening at one point? Are you spending too much time cleaning up the old occupant stuff? What is it? Do you need some more help? Do you need some regular citizens? Do you need a focus group? Call me. I'll come be on your focus group. You got to pay me though, but I'll come and help you out. What else? What can we do? And y'all, together collectively, this is where we call our representatives and we have these conversations with them saying, okay, what went wrong here? What don't you know? What's going on? What's happening? How can we help? Because hear me, 2022, we're in trouble. If you are a Democrat or independent, 2022 is in trouble. It's in limbo. It's not looking good, which means we got to get more people registered to vote. We need to get more people out there to vote. We need to understand the issues and the candidates. We need to do our research right now, which I'm already doing it, and I will start feeding you all information sometime in late October, early November. We'll lay off of it a little bit in December so we can celebrate the holidays. But I'm coming back January, constantly going at you with the voting, with all the information, with all the links, with everything, because I believe that's a part of my responsibility as News in Motion. That's how we started to get you this information. But this is what's happening. So let me tell you, some people were asking yesterday, well, who do I call? First of all, this is why it's so important to know who your representatives are. A lot of you have no clue. You just go and vote, pull some lever, fill out the computer, whatever it is you do. And then you're like going on. Well, do you know who you voted for? Do you know who you voted for? You can find this out by going to the house.gov representatives, find my representative. Once you find them, you put in your zip code. Once you find them, then there's a phone number for you. You call them up. They're not necessarily answering the phone. You leave a voicemail message though. And there are different scripts out there. I know we've put them out here before on News in Motion. If we have to do that again, we will. But that's for your House of Representatives. For your senators, this is the website to know your senators and to contact your senators. Y'all, this is important. We cannot sleep on this. Not at all. We can't sleep on this. This is what we have to do, and this is how we move forward. It's how we move forward. So we will continue to get you information, but what I and all of you witnessed, that wasn't okay. And what bothered me, let me be completely honest with you, what really bothered me was the skin color of the people. Now, we've had migrants before. We've had immigrants before. Now, and I'm being very careful when I say this. How do I say this? And this may not come out right, and you can shoot me about it later. It's okay. But I don't know what's worse, being whipped or being in a cage, which means that entire system is broken and it needs to be fixed. But I will say this, seeing people whipped, it created trauma in me. It really did. Seeing people caged ticked me off to a level I can't explain. But seeing people who look like me whipped caused something else in me. And I don't know if you agree with me or disagree with me, and I cannot fully articulate what it is I'm trying to say here, but it bothered me. It bothered me. It should bother you. And trust me, I called everybody I knew to call. People who weren't even my reps, I was contacting. Yeah, I did. I'm sure my name is probably floating around the West Wing somewhere, because I was like, oh, hell no. And I did say hell on this show. I said, oh, hell no, this is not okay. I believe it was Dr. Kim Carter said she saw my rant yesterday, or my live yesterday afternoon, because it really wasn't a rant, it was the truth. And she said, girl, I thought you was getting on a plane going somewhere. I said, I could not believe what I was watching. I could not believe it. All right, y'all, we're going into our fall segment. I want to talk about Luxurious Life, The Luxurious Life. And Latrice Jones, who is a consultant. Paparazzi Jewelry, y'all, is amazing. She is a sponsor. We know we have other paparazzi consultants on the show who tune in. She is one of our sponsors. She is one of our consultants. We have been working on this deal for a while, and we just want to highlight her. You can check her out at www.thelustriouslife.com. You can also find her on Facebook. She has some amazing pieces, y'all. She really does. And she does lives all the time. Be sure to check her out. All right, y'all ready to have some fun? Tomorrow, I got a doctor coming on tomorrow talking about the booster. So you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that at all. All right, y'all, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. You know, I got to bring in some fun. It's the first day of fall, y'all. Let's talk about fall, y'all. 15 canned pumpkin recipes that are not just for pie and not just for Thanksgiving. I can't stand pumpkin. But anyway, I'm going to give this to you because this fall is in the air. I can't wait to put on my sweaters. All right, number one, the curried pumpkin soup. It just don't sound right. It doesn't sound right. But y'all, that's number one. That's what's happening with number one. I see you, Mike Nicholson, saying, oh, Lord. All right, number 2, pumpkin risotto and bacon Gouda. What? What is it? Pumpkin risotto with bacon and Gouda. That's right. These are, again, 15 canned pumpkin recipes that are not just for pie and not just for Thanksgiving. Y'all, cheesy pumpkin pancakes. Actually, I saw an image of that. It didn't look too bad, but I don't like pumpkin. What do you say, Mike Nicholson? Here goes Gail with the raisins and the potato salad recipes. Number 4, pumpkin banana smoothie. That doesn't sound bad either. I just don't like pumpkin. Number 5, creamy pumpkin spaghetti with garlic kale. Say that real fast. Creamy pumpkin spaghetti with garlic kale. I don't get that. I don't get that. Number 6, pumpkin white chocolate mousse pie. Pumpkin white chocolate mousse pie. Y'all are cracking me up. Greta, y'all will hear from Greta next Wednesday. Greta Oliver is on here. She says, give me the sweet potato pie over any of that. I know that's right. Pastor Antoinette said, more pumpkin for me. Y'all love this stuff. All right, y'all. Number 7, pumpkin donut muffins. Pumpkin donut muffins. Number 8, whole grain pumpkin spice waffles. Ugh. Whole grain pumpkin spice waffles. Number 9, pumpkin spice pecan rolls. That actually sounds a little good. Pumpkin spice pecan rolls. What Demia got to say? I prefer pumpkin over sweet. Oh no, Demia, come on. Come on, Demia. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. All right, number 10, biscuit dough pumpkin hand pies. Why are all these long titles for this pumpkin stuff? Y'all are really loving pumpkin. Kim Kill says, I love pumpkin. Plan to get a lot at the pumpkin show, going in and out. Whatever. So whole pumpkin grain spice waffles, pumpkin spice pecan rolls, biscuit dough pumpkin hand pies. Then we have pumpkin pizza crust with arugula. Why? Why do we have that? Then we have pumpkin polenta, pumpkin pie with cinnamon roll crust. That's happening. What you saying, Kenya? Pumpkin is an apparatus, though. Hello, somebody. No, I said that. Am I reading that right? Okay, Dominic said I'm looking at that wrong. I don't know. That one's already gone up. 14 says pumpkin cheesecake cookies. And number 15 is pumpkin angel food cake with cream cheese glaze. Well, there y'all have it. There y'all have it. So that's just the food portion. Well, we wanted to give y'all something more serene and calming and just enjoy. So if you just bear with me, I think we have enough time. I'm going to turn this into actually the inspirational message, but I want y'all to check this out. Y'all, these are the 15 best 15 fall foliage trips in the U.S. And you can go to www.fodors.com, who's reporting. Y'all, this is the Guardsman's Pass Scenic Byway in Utah. Now, when to go, the leaves begin changing colors in September, but they are at their best late September through early October along the Scenic Mountain Pass. Now, where to stay? The Waldorf Astoria Park City is set among more than 7,300 acres of scenic mountain terrain. Y'all, I thought that was just beautiful. Here's the next one. The White Mountain Trail in New Hampshire. When to go? The fall foliage season is short in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, where September marks the beginning of leaf peeping season and mid-October brings a transition to the wintry season that earned these mountains their name. Number 3, in Aspen, Colorado. When to go? Aspen's season is short. Y'all, that just looks absolutely amazing. I just want to go. It kicks in during mid-September and it peaks at the end of the month. The first week of October offers some decent viewing, but beyond that, there will be more leaves on the ground and on the trees, which actually I kind of like that. Number 4, Catskills, New York. You go about the last week of September through mid-October. But the second week of October is considered peak leaf peeping season, whatever that means. They say it's best to go and stay at an Airbnb That's what they're saying there. Number 5, Blue Ridge Parkway, North Carolina. When to go? Late September ushers in the first inklings of fall, but the region is inflamed with colors as it peaks in mid to late October. Where to stay? They're saying that the rooms and suites at the Hyatt Place, Asheville downtown, provide some of the best views of the Blue Ridge Parkway in the city. Number 6, Arcadia National Park in Maine. When to go? The fall colors begin their grand transformation in late September, but it's not until the first and second weeks of October that the colors shine through in the park. Well, I'm not going to get through these, y'all. Number 7, Columbia River Gorge, Oregon. The earliest leaf changes can be seen in early September, but it's not until mid to late October when the colors are in full display. Number 8, Green Mountain Byway, Vermont. When to go? The northern Vermont leaf observation season begins the second week of September, and it peaks through the first week of October. Indianapolis, Indiana. The season begins in late September and continues through the end of November. I love this one right here. Enchanted Circle Scenic Byway in New Mexico. When to go? Late September, early October offers the most vibrant colors along the Enchanted Circle Scenic Byway. Number 11, Laurel Highland, Pennsylvania. When to go? The leaves begin to change in mid-September, but will hit their peak around mid-October. These are just beautiful, and I'm going to talk about the inspirational message, so just hold on. Upper Peninsula, Michigan. When to go? The best time is to take in the fall colors of the Upper Peninsula in mid-September to mid-October, with the peak happening in early October. Number 13, Lake of Ozark, Missouri. That's absolutely a beautiful place. I've been there before. When to go? The last 2 weeks of October are the indisputable prime time for leaf peeping at the Lake of the Ozark. How did I say that? Wasn't that just beautiful how I just pulled that in there? And number 14, the Glacier National Park, Montana. When to go? Mid-October. That's about the best time. And then finally, number 15, Essex Coastal Scenic Byway, Massachusetts. Say that real fast. The coastal region of Massachusetts generally peak around the second and third week of October. I wanted to share that with you as I'm going into the MIM message, the Ministry in Motion message today, is to say, find you that place where you can enjoy the fall. Watch God's creation as the leaves change, as the wind blows. Even in the blowing of the wind, imagine a shift in your life taking place. But see the stillness of all those images I just showed you? When there's a shift, it doesn't have to be chaotic. A shift can pretty much be speaking to you that it's time for a change. You know, every now and then God is saying, you know what? You've been going at a rate that's been fine, but I want you to just pause and to be with me. So pay attention to the leaves. When you're walking, kick the leaves. Look at the leaves, pick them up. I remember in elementary school, yep, I'm 56 years old, but I still remember this, going out to pick up leaves. And then we took the leaves and we pasted them. We had that crazy kind of glue that we pasted the leaves to a paper. And then we hung that paper up on the side of the refrigerator, whatever, when we went home. When my children were going through elementary school, they did the same activity. And I remember having my refrigerator filled with their images. And then I can remember even walking and kicking and watching the leaves fall down. That was like the video I showed you when we first came into News in Motion today. And if you missed it, just go back. It's the very beginning video that just talks about hello fall. Y'all, here's an opportunity to fall back into the arms of Jesus. Y'all know I'm a believer. I know everyone who tunes in may not be, but that's okay. I remain who I am. Fall back. Slow down. See the goodness, the greatness that's happening all around you. Yeah, politics will be there. Yes, we may get traumatized with some things that we've seen. But after we've done that, it's time to then fall on our knees and pray and ask and seek and to hear. But then when we're done with that, Get up and take action. Get up and take action. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Tomorrow we will have Dr. Command on. Y'all remember him from OSU. He's going to be on talking about the booster and what's to come when it relates to the booster. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. And again, if you are not a Patreon member, check it out. Look at some of the comments that are in the chat to see what they're getting, what they're receiving. Until tomorrow, I am Gail Dudley, your host with News in Motion. Remember, make some moves.
News in motion.